Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Matthew Willard. I'm a state representative here in the city of New Orleans. I also have the pleasure of serving as the House Democratic Caucus chairperson in the Louisiana legislature. Most states refer to that position as the minority leader. It's great to have so many progressives in the city of New Orleans. You know, I grew up in a union household. My mother was a public school teacher. She retired after 34 years in the classroom. She was a dedicated member to the teachers union here in the city of New Orleans, known as United Teachers of New Orleans. In fact, as a kid, I used to do my homework during their meetings. My mom would give me and my little brother some money to put in the vending machines and, to keep us quiet, and we would do our homework. But what I didn't understand as a young boy was that my experience in those meetings would be formative for me as I grew into a young adult. What happened in those meetings were people who came together for a common purpose. They wanted the best education for our students. They wanted our teachers to be treated and paid fairly. They wanted to preserve their rights to collective bargaining and to organize. And they unified around those principles, and they put everything else to the side. And I speak about that unity because right now in our country, it is desperately needed. We all know that there are so many issues in the United States of America right now. So many that not one of us, not a few of us, can actually solve them. We must come together, join forces, and work to transform our country, our nation, into a place that is good for everyone. Last year, during the presidential election cycle, President Trump and his MAGA allies made several promises to the people of this country. What did they promise? Cheaper groceries, lower inflation, American manufacturing renaissance. What have we received? Tariffs, chaos, confusion, illegal deportations, subsidies for billionaires and corporations, and mid-cycle redistricting efforts to rig the system. We all saw this coming, Project 2025. We all know what the playbook was. For more than a decade, a lot of our Democratic leaders were asleep at the wheel. And meanwhile, Republicans strategized on how to regain power in local elected seats, state legislatures, and by controlling state legislatures with majorities and supermajorities, they gerrymandered congressional districts and again rigged the system. And right now we have Trump sycophants all throughout this country. Here in the state of Louisiana, earlier this year our governor created Louisiana Doge. I have no clue what they have done. I think it was performative, but it did happen. Here in the state of Louisiana this session, we saw legislation related to ICE that makes the city of New Orleans violate federal consent decrees. We saw bills that make the abortion drugs scheduled controlled substances. We saw anti-vaccine bills. We saw 10 commandments put into our classrooms. We saw attempts to ban DEI. We saw abortion policies with no exception for rape or incest. Louisiana knew what would happen with the Trump administration because we've already been experiencing it. So what do? Where do we go from here? Everybody in this room is frustrated, right? We're all frustrated. The good news is that the people of our country are also frustrated. We have to get out and work in the field. We have to register voters, young voters. We have to keep them engaged year-round, not just during the election cycle. We must work with our allies who you're about to hear from, state attorneys general, who are leading the fight in our court systems. Our messaging has to unify, not divide. And in Louisiana specifically, We have to outwork our Republicans on the ground, and we have a blueprint. We can look at what Stacey Abrams did in the state of Georgia. Louisiana is losing Democratic voters year after year after year, and it makes no sense. Do you know why? Louisiana is a very poor state. It makes no sense for so many voters to continue supporting a party that kowtows to the elite, to the rich, and to corporations. For us in this state, we have to message our efforts in the state legislature, our efforts to create a child tax credit, to expand upon the earned income tax credit. We have to talk about how way too many children in Louisiana are dying from firearms and our efforts to create safe storage laws. We have to talk about our efforts to provide, at a minimum, abortion exceptions for rape and incest. We must convince the people of this great state of Louisiana that the Democrats are the party of the working people and the Republicans are the party of the wealthy and the corporations. And we have to work to build out a bench of electable, qualified candidates. Republicans in this country are selling voters a pipe dream, not the American dream. When I grew up, I learned about the American dream. Do well in school, go to college, get a degree, get a job, start a family, buy a home. Life will get better and better and better. Today, the American dream is a sci-fi fantasy for way too many people who call themselves Americans. We have to regain control in this country. We have to let everybody know that Democrats are on the right side of these issues. We have to make sure that the American dream is within reach of everybody in this nation, and we have to do it by working together, building bridges, registering voters, using messaging that will work with our young voters, with people who want to stay away from the political process, and we have to galvanize. Because next year's election cycle is a make or break moment for our country. We have to regain control. We have to put a limit on President Trump, and we can't do it alone. So I ask everybody in this room to come off of the sidelines. We can't just talk. We have to walk the walk. We can't just get on social media and complain. We have to propose solutions. And ultimately, when we work together, we will succeed together and restore faith and trust and accountability and transparency in this nation and make sure that it is one that represents the interests of the people. Thank you so much. I welcome you all to the Big Easy, and I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Thank y'all for having me.